Okay, so now let's pretend I'm you. So I have an opportunity to spin 3 times. Am I stopping you from spinning 20? No. Well, let's do our first spin. Okay, this is the topic I had yesterday, so I'm not going to speak on it. But it's when the pandemic ends, will schools/education be changed forever? That's choice 1. Free choice. Come up with your own topic. Okay, free choice. Choice 2. Turn your music down so I can't hear it during these speeches. How many chances should people be given?
That's when I go.
Whew. I feel like I should spin one more time just because I got a topic I did yesterday, which I already had. So I'm going to do exactly what you can do because y'all have the opportunity. Because I'm like, I might do the how many chances one, but I'm not feeling it. Ooh, do you think the death penalty is an acceptable form of punishment? Oh, heck, I've got some bad topics today.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
So, all right. I am going to choose the how many chances do you think people should be given? So, now this is where you would then start coming up with your exam. So let's go back to this slide. Remembering we need a creative and unique introduction, 3 detailed supporting points, and a conclusion. I don't usually start my speeches with my introductions. I normally skip that and think of the meat and potatoes of my speech, the supporting points, and then I come back and make an introduction. So I'm not going to give an exact number, if that makes sense, right? Because this speech says how many chances should people be given. I'm going to just talk about, I think I'm going to talk about like relationships as my main points and how the number of chances someone should be given will be determined based on the relationship. Does that make sense? So like if you love someone and you are married to them, you might give them more chances than an acquaintance. And stuff like that. So I have to think about that and how I will do it. So I'm gonna not commit to a number, but I'm gonna so I'm trying to come up with my 3 points right now. And I'm gonna do people that you love and that are like highly like connected to you and part of your life. People that you are acquaintances with or friends with, but not necessarily like love and see every day and see all the time. And then I think I'm gonna talk about like budding relationships or strangers. Okay? And because when you give someone a chance, it's about like forgiveness, I think I'm going to use that in my introduction. So something about forgiveness, right? And moving on from forgiveness, because when you forgive, then you move on, you're giving them another chance, right? Okay, so, and then I need to remember at the end to have a conclusion. So I don't know how many minutes in we are, but I have right now started creating the speech in front of you live on the spot. So now we get to the speech portion of events. And I hope you're paying attention because everyone in the class isn't even looking. Here we go. All right, my life has shown me that people are going to mess up. They're not perfect. They're going to need the opportunity to be forgiven and to be given a second, third, or fourth chance. So when answering the question, how many chances should you give someone, or how many chances did someone get? The question, I think, depends on that person and your relationship and connection to them. So let's talk about someone that you love, that you're close and tight with, your family, your siblings, your parents, maybe your besties that are like your family by choice, right? I feel as if these people, you probably will have more forgiveness in your heart for and give more chances. It's hard to have a number because what hurts me and puts me at my limit may not hurt you and put you at your limit, right? So it's going to be different for everyone. But I know in my life, I've learned that I forgive, but I do not forget. Does that mean that I'm holding it over their heads and holding a grudge and being rude? No. But I also need to remember that this happened to me so that I can choose to act differently and hopefully guide them to act differently. So definitely with your family, they're going to have a lot more chances than someone that you're just casual friends with or acquaintances. These people, it's kind of like their relationship is solid-ish, but not, if you know what I mean. Like if someone that I barely know is doing me wrong, I'm not going to keep that relationship with them, right? I'm not going to give them the 10 chances that my partner in life is getting because they're not that important to me. I mean, I'm not being rude, right? But they're just not. I don't love them. I'm not connected to them. I'm just acquainted with them or loosely friends with them. That's why I said best friends versus friends, right? So again, without giving it a numerical value, maybe a couple of times. But then it's like, 3 strikes, you're out, right? Like you did me wrong 3 times. I'm not going to give you that second chance. But that's for you to determine and how that feels. And then the last type of connection and relationship that I'm thinking about are strangers or maybe new budding friendships or relationships. Y'all know it's never been a secret that I'm single. I got no patience for idiocy in the early stages of trying to get to know someone. You know, like, oh, wow, they went there. Next, move on. Because it's like there's nothing there that's forcing our connection. And if it's something that's a red flag, waving really big and bold at the very, very beginning, odds are you're going to have a whole line of red flags before you know it, right? So I probably give those type of people 1 or 2 chances, if that. And I know that sounds like really harsh, but I'm hoping at some point in time in your life, you're going to know you and what rubs you wrong and where your limits are. And if you can see from the horizon that these people are going to cause trouble or not be a good connection for you, that you just cut those ties quickly and move on. And you don't let them get to that next stage and the next stage, because those stages can hurt, because sometimes love hurts, right? Sometimes forgiveness hurts and it's hard to do. And this is why I feel as if giving people additional chances is very dependent on how close and tight you are, and also your ability to forgive and forget and to move on. Okay, that was my speech. Did you see how quick I planned it? That's why it's impromptu, right? I just talked out a few things. I didn't plan, I didn't write it, and I winged it. At the end there, it got a little sketchy. You wanna know why? Because I was like, oh dang, what was my introduction? Like I couldn't quite remember what I did for my introduction. And that's where maybe a note card might help you, because then you could look back and be like, oh yeah, that was my intro. I tied it together, but it was hard to see. But could you see my 3 points? What were my 3 points? They were the relationship and the connections, right? Anyone on the meet, I'll turn the comments back on. Y'all can comment too and let me know what you think, okay? So what were my 3 main points? They were your relationship, right? Someone you love and that's close, an acquaintance or friend, and like a stranger or a budding relationship. And then the introduction was creative, right? Did I say what the question I was answering? Yes. But did I say it right away and only that? No. I didn't even lead with it. I blended it in about 2/3 of the way into my intro. So I'm going to stop the tape. Hope you enjoy.